All right, good morning. Let's talk about contracts and get you closer to the finish of construction management. So, literally, there are a few parts of, or a few particular types of contracts you need to do. So, most part is competitive contracts. This is the one you'll see given for state jobs and things of that nature, or places where you definitely have public money invested in things. Um, for the most part, you're going to do this when the owner is asking for a large expenditure of money. So let's put it that way. All right. In doing so, it will provide the fairest bidding process, and usually it's the low bid that wins. But sometimes it's not just the low bid. Sometimes they take a look at the qualifications of the companies that bid, and someone could have a low bid but not be as qualified as somebody who's the second lowest bid. So the second lowest bid may get it depending on the rules. Particularly New York State does that with a lot of their contracts. Okay, so a couple things you need to know about competitive bids is you'll be asked for qualifications by the owner. This is the minimum evidence that you've done this type of work before. So for instance, if it was an architectural firm and they're going to renovate a high school, they wouldn't want the architectural firm that does nothing but hospital renovations to be the design firm. So they would look for the qualifications of somebody who does high schools. All right. Same with a contractor. So from a contractor standpoint, you want to have experience understanding how um, things work inside a school, different from a hospital or different from a parking garage, that sort of stuff. So you're looking for that type of experience. And the other thing they'll want to make sure is that you're financially stable and you can finish the job if you start it. Okay. Now, um, how to do that? So in this section right here, um, you're going to want to look for things that you can provide the owner as part of the qualification for the bids. So photos of your work. So previous jobs, always take some photos that you can use down the road. Testimonials from your other projects, the owners of your other projects, if they so like you. And the next one is you may actually take your current owner of a project to a site that you did previously and let them visit that. So it usually takes some arrangement, but you can usually people that you've worked for in the past that like your work will be happy to help you show off your next type of job or get your next job. Okay, this in essence like building your resume for yourself, but it's your resume of your company. So you really want to keep this in mind that you're going to have to create this. So, all right, cool. Um, moving on. Um, Owners can ask for the bids in a couple different ways for competitive contracts. So I am right here in this section. Um, Lump sum bids. The bids is all or nothing. So you bid everything on the job or you bid nothing on the job. And the next one is the unit price, um, where you bid, get out of there, you bid certain pieces of the project as cost and materials. And then you add up all the individual unit prices to become the quoted price for the whole job, but allows them, the owner, to actually see what you're doing for the work, basically. These two parameters are laid out in the opening parts of the bid, so you know what you're kind of doing. All right, the next section is negotiated contracts. And this one's a little different than the competitive bid in the fact that the owner is inviting a few contractors to take a look at this job and give them a price. So it's a selective pool of contractors in that aspect. You do it because you've worked with these particular contractors in the past and they provided the same quality of work that you've always asked for, and what you're expecting, you're planning on getting because they're consistent in their work. So that's part of that. Now, a couple little things that go with negotiated contracts is you can have it in 5 different methods. So one is a cost fixed percentage, the other one is a cost fixed fee, cost plus variable fee, target estimate, and then guaranteed maximum cost. Um, and the whole differences are written down here in the next paragraph that I gave you. The owners and contractors agree from the beginning on the fixed percentage or fixed fees, and the variable fee and target estimates are used as a way to incentivize cost reduction and sharing. So the first two, 1 and 2 on this list, are pretty much you define it up front and everybody sticks to it and agrees to it. Now, 3 and 4, you're trying to figure out ways to do this job but save some money along the way. So if the contractor can save some money on a particular part of the job, then you share the cost savings. Okay. Um, the guaranteed maximum price or price or cost is a hard cap on the project, and it usually comes with penalties. While cost underruns are shared by the owner and contractor, because that's a savings that gets split between the two of you, the contractor will do everything to make sure there's no cost overruns, as they're going to be responsible for anything that goes over the estimated price. So that's negotiated contracts. We got speculative residential construction. This is a unique area, but think about this as like housing projects. Cities are trying to develop a new set of residential homes in a particular new plot of land that they've just opened up. So basically, you're building them on speculation that people will actually buy them down the road. You have to price it in the manner that is consistent with the um, current market value of housing, which has got things in trouble back in 2000. Oh, I think it was 2010 was the great housing debacle of the U.S., um, where loans were given and houses were not as valued as high as they should have been, and people lost money on homes that way. But generally, it's a way to get things built and have the contractor be part of it. So it's a speculative residential construction contract where the contractor is speculating that there will be people to buy it. All right, these usually come with 5 or 6 styles of homes. Um, they have options to make them unique, but ideally, you start out with the same 6 floor plans, and they try not to put the same floor plan next to each other so that the houses don't all look the same. Now, they may change the paint job on the outside. One may come with a gray brick finish. It may come with a vinyl siding, white. Um, but generally, the ridge lines, the windows, and the doors are roughly all in the same places. So that's the downside of speculative construction. But if you go and look at new housing projects or new residential construction areas and see, they've pretty much got them down to a pattern. It's easier to build and faster because the contractor knows exactly what they're going to build. All right, forced account construction actually shouldn't be an equal. That's a hyphen. Don't know what I was thinking when I typed that last night. Um, this is where the owner uses in-house labor to perform a project. So allows you total control of the project, but it has some downsides. The workforce is not doing day-to-day maintenance on things. So you take your regular um, carpenter shop that's building things to repair furniture, do things like that, and they wind up working on building an addition to a building or renovating an office space, stuff like that. The good news is you can do it fairly rapidly. It doesn't cost you anything to go out to bids and don't have to go deal with the whole procurement system of getting a contract out there. But it also limits you on what's not going to get done for the company. Um, So the regular work will wind up going to the back of the to-do list. True cost is harder to determine because as the work is going forward, there's other things that are stealing those people's time, and the price of the goods, because it takes longer to build, may wind up changing than what you estimated. So you are going to have some problems there down the road, but it's not a impossible thing to do. All right, sometimes it's a quick little project too, where you just need to move a wall, and you got the electrical work to do on the wall, you got the sheetrock, the insulation, painting, and that sort of stuff, and you can do it fast enough if you do it in house. Okay, so those are the four major types of contracts. There are a few more out there, but these are the ones I think you're going to see mostly. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.